Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, I want to test out what would happen if I mixed the Australian Floetrol and the US Floetrol together for a cell activator. I've had a few people ask me on my channel if I've tried this, if you can combine them, to save on your Australian Floetrol, because it is, you get a little bit and you pay a lot for it. So, and I haven't tried it yet myself, so I'm super curious to see what happens. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a bloom and we're going to do a swipe to see how the response is. So let's go get started with that. All right, for these pieces we're going to do today, we're going to do a bloom first, then a swipe with the cell activator, and I will get more into that when I show it to you. Right now, we've got an 8x8 gallery wrapped canvas, it's the level 2 from Michaels. I'm going to run through the colors first, and then I will get to the cell activator. I seem to be using up old colors these last few videos, but it's true. I've just amassed some, and I don't like throwing stuff away, so I like to use up what I have here as much as possible. So I've got a couple of pouring mediums that are being played together, and I will let you know what is mixed with what. So for this first color, I've got the Modern Masters. Modern Masters. This is, what is this? It's burnt orange. I have a sticker over it, but it is burnt orange, it's called. And this one is mixed with my Infinity Joe Sonia. It's a little bit on the thin side, but we're going to roll with it. And there's that one. And then my next color is a mix of the PBO Studio Acrylics Iridescent Blue Black and then the Golden Fluid Turquoise Phthalo. What I usually do when I mix up this color is I will mix up this color with the pouring medium, and then I'll add in a squirt or two of this to get the color I'm about to show you. And you've seen this on my channel. I just love this color. This is also mixed with the Infinity Joe Sonia pouring medium. And as always, everything will be listed at the beginning of this video in snapshots, and also in the description box down below if you happen to miss what I'm talking about here. So here's that one, and then I have got Joe Sonia Dioxazine Purple, and this is also mixed with the Infinity Joe Sonia pouring medium. Just a little bit left of that one. And my final color is a Praj Posse paint, Allen's Red Shimmer. That's what it looks like in the container. And now this one is mixed up. It's a little bit thicker. It is mixed up with the Valspar Varathane pouring medium mix. All right. And now the cell activator. What I'm testing here today is someone had asked me about mixing US Floetrol and Australian Floetrol. So literally what I did is, it is 4 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint, how I usually mix up the Australian Floetrol. Except I did 2 parts was US Floetrol and then 2 parts was Australian Floetrol. So for example, I usually do teaspoons. So I did two teaspoons of US Floetrol, 2 teaspoons of Australian Floetrol, and then 1 teaspoon of Amsterdam Titanium White. And I will have this listed in the description box down below if you want to give it a try yourself. But here is the consistency. It looks like a really nice consistency. And I have no idea how long this is very new for me. I don't know how long the cell activator is going to last. With the Australian Floetrol, I always say, you know what, it lasts forever, because it does for me. It works just as well 2 months later as I did the day it mixed up. However, the US Floetrol cell activators that I will use either with the Minwax or without, just at the higher ratio, that tops out at about 3 to 4 weeks. I just can't get it to work, and mixing up a fresh batch is the best option. So blending the 2 Floetrols together, I'm not sure if it'll last longer, because it does have Australian Floetrol. That is to be determined. Now, pillow we're using today, what are we using today? We are going to be using my Glidden Premium in Satin. And, uh-oh, whoa, I got a chunk coming out. Uh-oh, I got a chunk in there. Dig that out. Yeah, we don't need or want that in there. And I'm going to add this burnt orange first. It reminds me of fall. I'm so glad fall is right around the corner. It's been so hot here. This summer was brutal. I mean, I think it was brutal for everybody all around the country. All right. And then this is the blue-black turquoise mix. Okay. And then I've got the dioxazine purple. And we're going to add just a little bit of the Allen's Red Shimmer. Just to mix it up a little. There we go. All right, now we're going to put our cell activator down. That should be enough. And that blew out pretty nicely. I think I want to make just a few modifications and then we will spin this out. I'd like to bring some. That's filling in nicely. All right. I think I'm going to add just a little bit of pillow paint just on the edges, or I'll just take my stick and move it out because I think I have plenty of paint on there. I just want to get it all the way to the edges. I will meet you up at the spinner box and we will see what comes of this. All right. Here's what it looks like before we spin it out. It blew out really nicely for having both of them in there. At just a regular ratio that you would use to mix up the Australian Floetrol. I thought I'd start with that. And if it didn't work out, I could move it, I could change it, but this seems to have blown out really nice. So I'm just gonna, in view, I'm just gonna give it a spin. Wow. Wow, that is so cool. All right. I want to get some more off just right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and lift this up to scooch it that way just a little. Okay. Wow, that is so cool. Okay, well, I don't know if I got a chunk in there, if that's just a bubble. I'm gonna have to take care of that, but I'm not having, I don't really have a lot of paint moving. I just want to do one more little baby spin right there. So I had a corner I didn't like, but everything else, I am really digging this. And it just reacted so nicely. Okay, winner, winner, chicken dinner for this first one, for this bloom. All right, there's what that one looks like. I'm gonna put this over on the side, then we're gonna go and do a swipe with that cell activator. All right, same size canvas, 8x8. And we're going to use the same colors, except we're going to do a palette knife swipe. And we're using the same pillow, my Glidden Premium in Satin. Ooh, I'm glad I decided to use this. That's about it in that container. All right, I'm going to use this palette knife, one of my favorite ones. You've seen me use on this channel before. This is from Blick. It is number 34 if you're looking for it. You can find it either in store or online. And I am going to put all of the colors. I'm going to put the white cell activator on first, and then I will layer all the colors. I will show you everything once I've got it on here. All right, I've got the white cell activator first. Then I have the Allen's Red Shimmer, the Dioxazine Purple, the Iridescent Blue Black Turquoise mix, and then the Burnt Orange. And we're going to swipe. Just like so. All right, that is super cool. Actually, I'm going to take a smaller one and just swipe out. I might come back and do it again just along over here. I kind of want some negative space. Yeah, that is so cool. I love how this just filled in. All right, I am going to load up my palette knife and I'm going to do the same just along here. All right, same colors, same order, except I added a little bit more of the red and a lot less of the purple. Oh, I messed that up at the end. Did not want this here at all. Actually, no, there's nothing underneath it. All right, I need to go in with a smaller tool and fix that. That was not in my plan. I think I'm going to use this tool here and just kind of come in and swipe right there. Same color, same everything. I hope this works. All right, that's as good as it's gonna get. I should have maybe just stuck with my initial swipe. That I'm not worried about. I want to try and dump that off. Actually, that's pretty dang cool right there. I might want to keep this negative, try and dump this off, and try and keep most of this. Yep, that's my plan. All right, I'm going to add just a little bit of pillow paint on the corners here just to get everything to flow well. And I will meet you over at the spinner box and we will see what comes of this. All right, here is what we have before we start spinning it out. And I feel like I want to move this down a little and over this way a little, because I want this to come off first, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna kind of spin just a little. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna go that way. I'm gonna go up this way. We're gonna go that way and hook that corner, hopefully, before we get rid of all the cool stuff. And then we're gonna bring it back and bring it down. And bring it way over. All right. I'm gonna spin. Yeah, that is looking really cool. But I still want just a little bit more off of that. I'm trying not to lose what's here. I like what's there. I know this is just a test. This is just a test for the cell activator, but I may as well make a cool piece out of it while I'm at it, or attempt to save what was there. Put that back up into the middle and just do a yeah, that's pretty dang cool. I'm digging that. I'm digging the colors in that. All right, I'm leaving it alone. We're gonna leave it as is. All right, and there's what that one looks like. I am gonna get cleaned up and I will bring you over for the flyover of both of these. All right, here is the flyover of this guy, and the bling in here is just something. These cells, I mean, just erupted. So far the answer is yes. Yes, you can mix the Australian Floetrol with the US Floetrol to make your Australian Floetrol last longer. So cool. Yeah. I'm rendered a little speechless. I just love all this cell play in here, and how the cell activator is a little bit thin. So when, you know, if you try it and you want to play around with the consistency, make it a little bit thicker, because you can see there's barely any white. It's completely sinking down, which means your cell activator is on the thinner side. However, I love this, what happens here when it takes on the paint. So it looks like you've got, you know, purple veins and blue veins and some, that's about it. Maybe a little bit of red in there, but yeah, it's just definitely works. All right, here is the flyover of this swipe. This is probably my favorite part right here, just with how the colors are mixed together so well. I added a few little embellishments just to add to it, but I think I managed to save it overall. I mean, the response, the cell activator, absolutely amazing. So it definitely works for both a bloom and a swipe. So yeah. But I think this turned out okay. Not what I was envisioning as I was swiping. I was having a little bit of trouble, but I'm excited to see how both of these dry. So I will be back once they're dried to give you the dried results and my final thoughts. And I'm back to show you the dried results of the two test pieces we did with the US/Australian Floetrol combo cell activator. And I mean, they just dried beautifully, and as you saw, it reacted really well. So that is very encouraging. So here's the bloom we did. Here it is as a whole before I start moving around. I mean, it just dried. It dried as you saw it wet. And there's a nice shimmer behind it there, but let me bring you in for the details of it. I have such a soft spot in my heart for these tiny little microcells. I always have. So there's that one. And then the swipe, yeah, I was having trouble with it. But I overall, it dried just beautifully, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. So here it is as a whole, and then it does have some really nice shimmers in it as well. I'll bring you in, and it's, I mean, it reacted really well too. I should have just stuck with my initial swipe, but I kind of like what happened down here, and I love these cells with the the blue and then that burnt orange. And I kind of like how it goes really strong and then it just kind of goes a little bit softer. And I know it wasn't a true piece I was trying to do. It was more of an experiment, but I always like to have them turn out nice. So I fiddled with it some more. But so there's that one. And conclusion for me is you can absolutely combine the Australian Floetrol with the US Floetrol, at least half and half. You know, I don't know what would happen. Maybe you want to try this if you just do, because we did 2 parts Australian, 2 parts US Floetrol, and then 1 part of the paint. So that's kind of equal to just doing 4 to 1 like I usually mix up my Australian Floetrol. And I mean, it pretty much worked the same way you would use the Australian Floetrol. It responded really well. There was no hesitation like when you get with the US Floetrol. Sometime it, you know, it gets finickier. But I guess the next question is, and I may or may not test it, is how far can you push it? Because the idea here is, okay, now you've got twice as much Australian Floetrol if you want to, you know, if you want to kind of savor it a little bit, or you're running out and you're not able to get another bottle yet, you can, you know, mix half and half. What would happen now if you did 3 parts of the US Floetrol to 1 part of the Australian Floetrol? Will we still get the same response? And as I'm saying this, I'm already thinking I'm probably going to try this. Whether I do it off camera or on camera, you know, we'll see. But you can definitely use the Australian and US Floetrols mixed together for your cell activator, and you don't have to put anything else in it. It's just, I used the Amsterdam paint. I tried it with the white. I'm sure it's going to work really good with the black as well. It was super responsive. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you've tried this yourself, or if you've even, you know, pushed it to the limit and you know, added more US Floetrol and less of the Australian Floetrol than what I did, and if it worked well for you. So I really had a lot of fun testing this out. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.